Global temperatures are rising and will continue to rise. Even if all countries met their current pledges under the Paris Agreement, we are on track to exceed 1.5 degrees of warming and to then increase by 3 to 5 degrees by 2100. Rising global temperature causes catastrophic impacts such as bushfires, droughts, floods, severe weather events, heat waves, rising sea levels, and disruptions to our food supply. By how much do we need to decrease emissions to have a safe climate? According to climate science, a safe climate is one where global temperature increase stays less than 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. We need to decrease our emissions by 45% from 2010 to 2030 and then to net zero by mid-century to give us a 50-50 chance of meeting this target. This means that we need to almost halve our emissions by 2030. Emitting greenhouse gases under a current policy scenario means that climate risk will be catastrophic. Incremental change is not enough to get climate risk to an acceptable level. The only way this risk can be adequately managed is by rapid action. Declaring a climate emergency recognizes that aiming for net zero by 2050 may be too late. It means that your climate efforts need to start now, increase in scale rapidly, and continue for decades. Following the declaration of a climate emergency, you need to develop a climate emergency plan that sets out how you will help address the climate emergency. This leads me to 5 key considerations for developing climate emergency plan. Consideration number 1, net zero ASAP. If your council declares a climate emergency, you should aim to achieve net zero emissions for your LGA as soon as possible, for instance by 2030. You may even need to target negative emissions by mid-century by incorporating drawdown measures. Consideration number 2, include adaptation and resilience in your plan. Your climate emergency plan needs to include actions on how your council and community can adapt to climate change, in addition to reducing your carbon emissions. You will need to adapt council operations, but also help the community be more resilient in the face of climate change. Consideration number 3 is that emissions for council operations are much smaller than overall community emissions. It is not uncommon for councils' emissions to only constitute, say, 1% of overall emissions in the LGA. It's not enough to focus on how council itself can mitigate against and adapt to climate change. The plan also needs to incorporate the community. A climate emergency plan for the community should be developed with the community. Consideration number 4, everyone must act. While the federal and state governments have the greatest levers to reduce carbon emissions, local governments are closest to their communities. They play an important role in both mitigation and adaptation. However, a council cannot alone bear the weight of emission reduction and adapting to climate change. Everyone has a responsibility. Householders, businesses, and all levels of government must collaborate to achieve the goals. Consideration number 5. Solutions already exist. They just need to be implemented. It's easy to defer action by claiming that in the future better solutions will exist. The fact is, though, that we already have all the solutions we need to mitigate against climate change. They only need to be implemented, and fast. Key solution areas of climate emergency plans are energy efficiency, solar PV, grid decarbonization, transport, waste, buying clean energy, consumption of goods and services, emerging technologies, governance and leadership, forestry and agriculture, climate risk, clean energy generation, stationary fuel switching, education and planning and development. Within those solution areas, the biggest levers to achieve emission reduction in the community are solar panels on as many roofs as possible, energy efficiency in homes and businesses, electrification of space and water heating, electric vehicles, and waste diversion from landfill. For more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or contact me at barbara@100%renewables.com.au. Thanks for watching.